Man often meets destiny on the path he takes to avoid it. From the famous speech I Have a Dream by Martin Luther King to the line I just read by Master Oogway from the Kung Fu Panda series, everything around us compromises of literature, sometimes to such extent that we fail to recognize it. The Collins Dictionary defines literature as written material such as poetry, novels, essays, etc., especially works of imagination characterized by excellence of style and expression and by themes of general or enduring interest. Only written? What about ballads and the moral stories passed on by generations? Only imaginary? What about Anne Frank's encounter with the Nazi occupation? It seems we are often misguided by the society around us to adapt to their definition of literature, when in fact, nobody truly has understood the true essence. So, the Literary Club has taken the initiative to dig deeper into the meaning and give justice to literature. For centuries, our society has criticized literature and forms of art, while moving towards a science-driven world, where everything has its scientific explanation.
While it is in nature of humankind to be progressive, it is important to value our history and walk embracing both the past and the future. In my opinion, literature is what has kept us alive in today's world and prevented humanoids from taking over. It is because no matter how much we develop, our passion towards storytelling and entertainment is everlasting. Why then would a globe full of people with technological advancement enough to sustain ourselves in isolated places make an effort to come together to either physically or virtually enjoy literature together?
Hello everyone, this is Anastasia. I think the easiest way of someone's expressing is their interpretation. But let's start by knowing what is line interpretation. Line interpretation is nothing but expressing lines or sentences in a simple way. For example, let's take a line. Life is a mystery. If not solved, it becomes a misery.
In my opinion, this line states that life is a mystery because you never actually know what is going to be happening in the future. And with this, you have to try to solve anything that is put forward. And if you don't do so, then your life will end up in misery.
So, my interpretation for this line would be life has different opportunities, different situations, different problems, and there's gonna be different ways to solve this situation, to handle this situation, and solve this problem. But if you do not handle this situation nicely, it will lead to the increase in the problems. So, it can be a misery if you don't solve the mystery of life.
I think that this line basically means that if we don't try to solve our problems happily in life and try to understand why life is so mysterious, then it's not going to work. That's going to make our life miserable. But if we solve our problems happily and nicely, then life is going to be full of fun.
As we all know, literature is capable of having fun, exploration, and showing many unexpected things in a different ways. And I want to share with you the awesome murder case that Mr. Zuzu received. Now let's see how this awesome detective solves this case.
Zuzu is the top level detective who's always preoccupied. Zara, his little sister, works in a bank. They haven't met each other for over a year because of their busy schedules. As Zara calls it a day and is on her way back home, she receives a call. A call from none other than her elder brother Zuzu.
Hello, Bug.
Hello, Frog.
Come on, every time. At what time will you be coming tomorrow?
I have a flight to catch at 9 p.m., so I'll be there by 12 p.m.
Okay, I just reached home.
Okay, sis, have a great rest. You know you'll not get that when I get back.
Okay, BCD, I heard it. You can go now. Bye.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Okay, bye.
Extremely excited to meet his dear little sis, Zuzu books a cab and goes directly over to his sister's apartment, blissfully unaware of what awaits.
Why the wicket is still not here yet? Please, she's busy with the work. I'll give her a surprise then. Taxi? Zara? Sis?
Slowly and painfully, he stops crying and calls the police. As the police search around the house, he stays fixed to the wall, motionless, probably numb. But it wasn't so still in his head.
Sorry, will you call me?
Yes, ma'am. The murdered was my sister. And I'd like to say to you that I believe this is a case of, as I said, a murder. Because the wound was inflicted in a peculiar manner, and I do not think that it was self-inflicted. It could not have been an accident. So, I'd like to handle this case myself. For that, I'd need your help. Please provide me the autopsy report. This is my card, and please assist me. I'd like to.
The corpse lay, motionless, the forehead still warm, and the wound still fresh. If Zuzu had been there in time, he could have averted this misfortune. But alas, he wasn't. And even if the wounds were not self-inflicted, were they? Was it not maybe a complex murder, but a simple suicide? Nobody else had access to Zara's apartment, and the police did not find any evidence either. The next morning, he went to Zara's apartment to interrogate the neighbors. Alas, it was futile. Neither were they guilty, nor had they witnessed any suspicious activity. They plain assumed she was asleep. How nice it would have been if she was plain asleep, if this was all a joke, a prank. Then, he went to the house of each suspect. First, being Laurie Bennett.
I've come here as a detective. Did you know that Zara died?
What?
Yeah.
Where? Why? Do you know who killed?
Well, that is why I came here.
Correct me if I'm mistaken, but are you suspecting me right now?
How about we talk about it? I'll need you to sit down first.
Wow.
So, I'd like to ask you first, where were you yesterday?
I went to the shop to buy groceries and was at home for the rest of the time.
Got any bills?
Oh my god, yes, I in fact do. Here.
Mm-hmm. You take 1 hour for groceries?
Of course.
Of course. And what is this, a movie? 2 hour?
Yes, Harry Potter.
Uh-huh. I'll be taking this with me. And one more thing. Do you know of any colleagues of her who could have done something like this?
I do. Only have the numbers of a few colleagues, but I could give you the
I'll
number
need
of
to
the
write that
bank.
down. Please. I'll be taking this with me and that as well.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I'd like to check a transaction made by an account yesterday at 10 a.m.
Utterly disappointed, he went to the house of Jebusha, co-worker of Zara. But when the door was not answered, he figured she might have gone to work and drove to the bank. There, he met the manager.
Hello?
Hello, sir.
I need to talk about an investigation case. Can you come?
What are you here for today?
I'm here for an investigation of a murder.
What? How is the bank involved in
Of
this?
course the bank is involved, ma'am. An employee of yours died. It was Zara.
What?
I'd like your help with the investigation, ma'am. I'd like to know, was there anyone present in the office yesterday?
I don't think so anyone was working here yesterday. It was Sunday.
Thank you, ma'am. I'll definitely let you know about the investigation.
This hostile interrogation was repeated over and over and over again. First, the neighbors, then Laurie, then the manager, and now Jebusha. Zuzu was desperate to find the killer.
Excuse me,
Yes.
are you Miss Jebusha?
Yes.
I'd like to ask you a question regarding an investigation since I'm a personal investigator.
Sure.
Ma'am, what were you doing yesterday?
I was here at the bank working yesterday.
Who is the killer indeed? Is it the undoubting neighbors, the oblivious Laurie, the reluctant manager, or what about overly cooperative Jebusha? Or are we missing some person here?
Why? Why did you kill her?
I studied to pursue my career as a doctor, but I couldn't because everyone took that opportunity from me. So I had to work in this bank. All the chances were grabbed by the Zara and I couldn't see her succeed. She got all the chances, grabbed all the opportunities, and she always used to rise. Even the bank manager used to praise her and I couldn't take that praise in front of me. So I envied her and I killed her.
How?
I went to her house and I rang the bell. She opened the door and she asked me why did I come here. So I told her that I came to discuss about some bank issues. Just as she went to pour water for me, I took the knife and I stabbed her in the heart. That's how she died.
Jebusha was taken by the police, and Zuzu decided to forget everything. Although brother could not forget sister, and Bug was to never see his froggy again.
It was fun and interesting, wasn't it? Literature is all about anything creative. Works of creative imagination, including works of poetry, drama, fiction, non-fiction, to enhance you in all of these aspects. The Literary Club has been organizing a lot of activities where one can show your creativeness, where all can embrace your skill and motivate yourself in literature. Our first Literary Club event was framework writing, where the club members were given 11 different prompts and had to choose one to base a whole story or essay on it. The main motive of this event was to enhance our imagination with even the littlest of information. We do not only work on literature, but also on the mindset of literature. Hence, our second event, Take a Break with the Literature Club. During this event, different shows and movies were chosen. Our club members had to pick one show or movie and watch it within the month. And on the 30th of July, we held 3 different meetings for the 3 different shows and discussed about it. This event is not only chilling and relaxing for the members, but it also shows that literature has different forms. Literature doesn't always mean books. Movies are a form of literature as well, as it shows and tells us a story. So far, these are the two events we've completed with success. But the Literature Club has many more upcoming events organized. Literature is one of the most significant and interesting expressions of humanity. Remembering this quote by P.T. Barnum, our club will try our best to help others to express themselves and keep motivating everyone, including us, in literature. As Boris Pasternak has said, literature is the art of discovering something extraordinary about ordinary people and saying with ordinary words something extraordinary. We as a club will continue to help our members discover the extraordinary within themselves and convey it in ordinary words. Thank you.
Currently, a total of 113 members have accepted our invitation and joined us, with 18 of them joining the core team. We even have a long list which includes the amount of events we wish to do this year, and I am sure that none of them will prove to be anything less than a success and a memory. Thank you.